Hello there, this is City Scrapper. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel today. Today I have a Sunday share and I'm going to be sharing all the layouts I've done in August so far that I haven't already shared. This layout is called The Sky's the Limit, and I am excited to say I have a process video up on my channel for this one. And this one was made using the PaperPassionPosh hot air balloon background, and that was the inspiration for this layout. In addition to the mood board was another inspiration, the colors that you see here, and then also like a bluish gray color that I tried to work into the background. Those were the colors of the mood board, and I was very inspired by that mood board. I really like those colors. So I backed the cut file and made a background using sprays and splatters of acrylic paint and also some metallic Heidi Swap texture paste. I used some letters from my stash. These are older letters, and the papers are also some older papers from my stash. And I had these little lines, or I should say these lines of little jewels, and I used those at the end to just kind of round out the layout. This layout was also made using a PaperPassionPosh cut file. The circles background was, I thought, a really good match for the photograph. The photograph is of my older daughter. It's from a visit that we made to Philadelphia. We went to the Magic Gardens, and it's a really incredible place. The whole, I guess it's a house. It's all covered with mosaics, inside, outside, all over. It's really quite different and very cool. So I thought that the colors for the mood board matched this so well, and then I also thought that this cut file was a good match. So the cut file is really the star, other than of course the photograph, of the layout. And I use a lot of sprays on the background and some white splatters. I used jewels that I had in my stash. I recently purchased this, and I thought this mirrored title would be great to go with the picture. I actually got that advice from my daughter. She pointed out that it would be a good match. So I'll take whatever advice I can get. And I have never, that I can recall, used thread on my layouts before, but I have seen Missy Whitten do it so many times. It's not as easy as it looks to get them in the these little circles and to position them, but I did my best. And I used these really old letters that I recently came across them, and when I was looking for things that I thought would go with the layout, I thought of them, and I think they're a good match. This is a 2-page layout, and I probably will just be able to fit this on the screen. This is for the Mercy Tiara's 27-day challenge Facebook group. There was a sketch on there, and it's perfect for these pictures because I actually had a lot more than this, but I narrowed it down to these pictures. This is of a trip to Martha's Vineyard that we made a couple of years ago, and there's a place there called Jaws Bridge, and the kids, there's many kids there that are jumping off the bridge into the water below, and it was a really fun time. The kids really enjoyed doing it, and I just basically followed the sketch with some adjustments, and I added these little pictures in because I wanted to remember where we were, and the fact that it was not actually officially condoned to jump off the bridge. And I was really psyched. I found this little shark sticker in my stash. And if you're not familiar, the movie Jaws, or I don't know how many of the movies, but certainly the first Jaws movie was filmed in Martha's Vineyard. So they have a lot of Jaws, memorabilia and things like that there. This next layout was also using a sketch that's on the Mercy Tiara 27-day challenge Facebook group. And this is a graduation picture of my daughter, 2 of her friends. And I just used some sprays in the background. I did a little bit of stamping on the background, which is something that I'm trying to do more often. And I just used a really old pad that I found. I was trying to get some inspiration out of my older supplies and my older papers. And I had these stars already cut out from a previous project, and there were stars on the sketch that I used, so I thought those were perfect. And then I didn't have any embellishments that went with these papers, so I just went through my stash and I pulled out just some, cards and these little arrows that I made a long time ago with a die. And there's also a little journaling card up here that I'll have to have my daughter help me fill out so she can remember about these friends and about her graduation day. Here's another layout of my daughter on her graduation day, and this was just something that I didn't use a sketch. It's not for any, challenge or anything. I just started making it with the supplies that I had. And I used all scraps. These are all scraps or things that I had previously cut out. I found these stars. They were from something else that I cut out. I guess I must cut out a lot of stars. And a couple of embellishments, jewels, and just a little bit of mixed media and some white texture paste in the background. This is another layout that I just did, not for a challenge or anything. I was just in the mood to use my silhouette. I was kind of having a little bit of trouble getting started with layouts for a couple of days this month, and I know that when that happens, one of the ways that I help pull myself out of it is using my silhouette cameo. And I feel like a heart is a shape that I've used a lot in the past, so I feel like it's something that I feel comfortable using. I also did a deep dive into my stash to find these very, very old SEI border strips, and I did a little bit of fringing of them, but not too much, just a little bit, and some of it got covered up, but that's just the way it goes. I use a piece of paper from my new My Creative Scrapbook kit. I just thought it would go well with these borders that were in the that I had put in the background, and I did a few white splatters and added some paper flowers that I had in my stash, and I keep these die cuts around in a little box, and I just put a few die cuts in there, and I layered some papers behind my photo, and I pulled this title from a Thicker's set of titles. And then the last layout that I have to share with you is a Paige Evans cut file. I believe I got this on her Facebook group, and I was thinking about how I could, again, like motivate myself and try to, make a page that I liked, but I don't know, just kind of spark some enthusiasm. So I started looking through a lot of my paper pads that I have stacks of, and some of them I've used only a little bit, and this one I haven't used at all. So I was thinking how beautiful it was, and I decided to kind of use that as my inspiration along with the cut file. And I picked out my pictures after I already cut everything out, which is unusual for me, but I know that I usually have pictures of our dogs that are they're littler than the pictures aren't littler. They're all 4x6 pictures. All the pictures I have are 4x6, but usually the dogs, we take a picture of them with the background. Other than people, a lot of times I can't crop them as much, the pictures that I have. So once I had cut out the cut file, and then these were from the pattern paper, I cut those out. Also these as well, the hearts, pretty much everything was cut out other than these wood and epoxy embellishments and the enamel dots. Everything else was just the paper from the collection. So that's my Sunday share for this week. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for all of your lovely comments, and I appreciate my subscribers, and to anyone who isn't currently a subscriber and would like to be, I would love for you to join my channel. And I want to say thank you again, and I hope everybody has a super great week, and I will see you again next week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.